Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 5, and today we're taking a look at the 2020 Ferrari SF90 Stradale. Now this is been in production since 2019. SF90 in the name stands for 90th anniversary of the Scuderia Ferrari racing team, and Stradale means made for the road. And this is easily the most technologically advanced Ferrari we have yet to see been released by them, as it's a plug-in hybrid. That means it can run on its electric motors for a good 16 miles, or be charged by the engine, or by plugging it into a wall socket, or fast charging port. And it doesn't end there, because it's got an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. The chassis combines aluminium and carbon fibre to provide not only a lot of rigidity, especially considering the electric motors it's got going on, but also make it really rather quite lightweight, which it needs to, because it's, like I said, those electric motors are included and they do weigh a fair bit. And the engine itself is an evolution of that which is used in the 488 Pista and the F8 Tributo. The Tributo is another car we're going to be reviewing from Ferrari in a couple of weeks' time, as it's included in the festival playlist, and it is the fastest Ferrari road car on their own Fiorano circuit. So that is mightily impressive, because the Ferrari was the previous quickest one, and that is hardly a heavy, low-powered car. But that is the car that did start off Ferrari, tinkering around with hybrid technology, and this is kind of the ultimate peak of that technology so far from Ferrari. And the main impressive part of this, though, is the way it combines its electric motors with the engine that it's got going on. So it is a 4-litre twin turbocharged V8 coupled with 3 electric motors, 2 at the front for each wheel and 1 at the back with the transmission. Those electric motors are powered by a 7.9 kilowatt an hour lithium-ion battery, and combined that means you get 986 horsepower and 590 pounds-feet of torque, which is quite a lot. Ferraris are not typically known for their torquey engines, so those electric motors are definitely doing a lot of legwork in that regard. But those electric motors also provide the reversing propulsion for this car, because the transmission itself does not have a reversing gear. In doing so, that means it weighs a little less. I think it weighs about 11 pounds less than a 7-speed transmission that Ferrari have used. So those electric motors, yes, they do weigh 595 pounds, those electric motors, meaning this car weighs in at 3,684 pounds, which is hardly a lightweight. But those electric motors themselves produce 217 horsepower, and if you had a car that only weighed 595 pounds and had 217 horsepower, it would hardly be a slow car. And the engine itself produces 769 horsepower, and like I said, that's a combined 986 overall. So those electric motors are doing a lot of different kind of things. Not only are they obviously providing just pure electric power for short trips, but they're also providing the reverse gear, and they're also filling in any of the gaps that the engine or the turbochargers are lacking in, because obviously electric motors are instantly there in terms of whatever power they can provide, and they can fill in any of those gaps. And because of the electric motors being up front, that means that this is an all-wheel drive car, which means that it's got plenty of grip and handles really rather nicely. I have to say that I'm not a massive fan of the way that this car looks. The front looks a bit like a McLaren, although overall I am fine with the way the front looks. The side profile and those rear haunches make it look like it's leaning forward a little bit, and the rear end is a little bit on the busy side for my liking, to be honest. Plus those brake lights are quite small, and it just looks a bit too busy for me. I'm sure it's doing a lot of downforce work and a lot of aerodynamic work and all that lot, and I'm sure it's very functional in terms of what it's doing, but it just doesn't look great to me. And it's not particularly practical in terms of boot space either, because whatever that circle is, I imagine it's a toolkit or something, is taking up a fair bit of space in the front there. But even so, it's not a lot of space either, and there's no real room behind the driver and the passenger either. So not a particularly practical car, but the interior definitely looks better than some previous Ferraris, that's for sure. I like the metal accents that are around going on. You've obviously got a nice decent screen, you've got the air vent that is pointing towards you when you're the driver, and definitely looks a little bit better in the interior than previous Ferraris, and the one good thing is that the stupid steering wheel that has been used on many a Ferrari for a while has been ditched. So you know it's not as busy as it used to be. It looks a lot less cluttered. Although I still would prefer the indicators to not be on the steering wheel and the like. But yeah, it definitely looks a little bit less cluttered than before. But yeah, these could still definitely perfect that steering wheel a little bit more, especially when it comes to those indicators. Because believe it or not, a steering wheel moves, and yeah, that means that things that were there originally are not going to be in the right place when you turn in the wheel. But yeah, still, let's nonetheless get out onto the open road and see what this car can do. So with all-wheel drive and a nearly 1,000 horsepower, this is obviously going to be no slouch off the line, and in terms of acceleration and top speed. So yeah, let's take it down this drag strip, see what it can do, and then we're going to hoon it around the track for a couple of laps. So yeah, let's see what it can do. So yeah, this is the interior, by the way. I do like the hood that it's got going on. Yeah, as you can see, no slouch at all. 177 practically miles an hour across there. That is a huge amount of speed in such a short space of time. And yeah, it's more than capable of dealing with all that power, all that acceleration and all that speed, because it's got the all-wheel drive system. And it's not got a heavy weights chassis either. I imagine all of the electric motors and the lithium-ion battery are quite on the low downside as well. The chassis itself was designed from the ground up to deal with electric motors and that battery pack, so it doesn't feel like it's just been bolted on for as an afterthought basically. And yeah, we're in low-end S2 class for the first time in a while and reviewing a car. And yeah, for some reason the torque on this is wrong. I don't have no idea why the game's got it that massively wrong, but it is 590 pounds-feet of torque, I have checked. But as you can see by the stats, it's absolutely glorious. Braking and handling are great, practically even. The launch and acceleration are brilliant, and the top speed is pretty damn good as well. Theoretically, this is the fastest Ferrari that they've ever made, so yeah, really looking forward to showing you out on the track. So yeah, we'll listen to the engine for a little bit first, and then we'll talk about it some more. So let's see what it sounds like and what it can drive like. Yeah, definitely sounds good. Those turbochargers really aren't sapping away any of the engine noise there. And because you've got those electric motors, there's no real turbo lag, there's no real engine delay or anything like that. It's just constantly seemingly got that 986 horsepower at your fingertips, and yeah, it's absolutely glorious to drive as well. Yes, it's got a bit of understeer, but for the most part this is yeah, a really good handling car, and really does not feel like it's got the amount of weight that it does have going on, to be honest. And yeah, that's exemplified by the fact that its acceleration times as well. 0 to 16 2.312 seconds, 0 to 100 in 5.015 seconds, and it will go into a theoretical top speed of 244 miles an hour. Which, yeah, is ludicrously quick, no doubt about that. And that gearbox is also lightning fast, as you can see. And obviously, because it's got no reverse gear, it's a little bit lighter as well. So, yeah, it's just flicked through those gears in no time at all, meaning that you don't really have to worry about them and going around corners or anything like that, because they're not going to give you any delay. They're not going to give you any, shove up the backside like old flappy paddle gearboxes used to do. They're just going to provide you what you need at the right time. So yeah, really impressive car. I personally like my classic Ferraris a little bit more, but there's no doubt that as a technical and driving experience, this is just superb. It's on another level compared to any other car that we've pretty much had on this game, to be honest. And yeah, it's gonna have to really pull up the expectations and the you know, the high quality level of other car manufacturers, quite frankly, because McLaren aren't doing anything like this at the moment that is anywhere near as quick as this. Neither is Porsche, neither is anyone else that you can think of, quite frankly. So yeah, Ferrari are definitely at the top of their game right now. Not really in terms of styling, but then again, I highly doubt that's going to bother a lot of people. But me personally, I don't like the look of this car, so that is a bit off-putting. But to drive and in terms of its technical prowess, it's just amazing. And yeah, well worth getting. And you get this by getting 80 points in the current series. So if you didn't earn all that many points in the previous season, then you're going to struggle to get it in this season. So you might well have to wait until the next one. But like me, well, I personally got more than 40 points in the previous season, so I only had to get about 30 odd to get in this season to get this car. So that's why I've got it well before the end of the series overall. But yeah, like I said, we've got the F8 Tributo to look forward to in a couple of weeks' time, which I also am really looking forward to seeing what that's like, because I've not really seen anything about it before. So yeah, really looking forward to driving that at some point. So yeah, big Ferrari period at the moment out of this game, and yeah, overall it has not disappointed so far. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.